Now, this is the agenda item that I am most excited to see. If you've been following my campaign, you know flooding has been one of my biggest priorities, especially here in District 4. I hear about it constantly while I'm out knocking on doors, so when I saw the Flagler Avenue Road Resiliency and Adaptation project on the July 1st agenda, I read every supporting document because I wanted to understand exactly what this project could mean for our community. This is item 24, and it'll be heard during the morning session beginning at 9 a.m. on July 1st. So let's break it down. The first thing to know is that this is much bigger than resurfacing Flagler Avenue. Flagler is a county-maintained road, even though it's inside the city of Key West. Monroe County is leading this project, and the goal is to reduce flooding during the king tides and heavy rain while improving stormwater management along the Flagler corridor. According to the plans, this project includes a completely new stormwater system with new drainage pipes and inlets, two pump stations, stormwater treatment units, pumps, backup generators, force mains, injection wells, and emergency overflow outfalls. That's a significant investment in infrastructure that's designed to serve this area for decades. Why does that matter? Because flooding affects everything. It affects whether you can get to work, it affects whether or not your kids can get to extracurricular programs, whether businesses stay open after a big rainstorm, it affects emergency access, property values, and quality of life. And if we know anything from the last flood, a lot of people's vehicles. If you live in District 4, you know this isn't a hypothetical conversation. We live it. Now, here's what this particular agenda item is actually asking the Commission to approve. Monroe County is applying for grant funding to help build this project as part of that process. They need to show there's a long-term plan for maintaining the system after construction is complete. This amendment would commit the city of Key West to taking ownership of the stormwater system once it's built and operating and maintaining it from that point forward. I actually think that's an important conversation to have because good infrastructure doesn't end when the ribbon gets cut. Somebody has to maintain those pumps, generators, wells, pipes, and treatment systems year after year so they're ready when the next king tide or major storm rolls in. Now let's talk about what we know. The city's utilities department says approving this amendment does not create an immediate financial obligation. Nobody's stormwater bill changes because of this vote. What it does do is commit the city to maintaining this system if it's funded and constructed. Staff included preliminary planning estimates showing those operating costs growing over time as the system comes online. Eventually, they're estimating roughly $900,000 a year in operating costs, although they also make clear these are planning estimates and actual costs could change. Any future stormwater rate adjustments would still have to come back before the Commission during the annual budget process with public notice and hearings. Now, let's talk about what I still don't know after reading all 5 documents included in the packet. The documents do a great job explaining what's being built. They don't really explain who benefits beyond the Flagler corridor. If you live on one of the neighborhoods just off Flagler, what should you expect? Will those streets see measurable reductions in flooding? Which neighborhoods are connected to the new drainage system? What level of storm is it designed to handle? Will the city release flood modeling so residents can actually see the expected improvements before construction begins and compare that to the results afterwards? I'd also like to understand how this project fits into the larger flood resilience strategy for District 4. Floodwater doesn't stop at one street, so I'd love to see how Flagler connects to future improvements throughout Newtown. Those aren't reasons to oppose the project. They're reasons to keep asking good questions. Because when we're making an investment that's meant to serve our community for decades, residents deserve to understand exactly what they're getting. So how can you get involved? This item is scheduled for the morning session beginning at 9 a.m. on July 1st. If you live in District 4, if flooding has affected your home or your business, or if you simply care about how Key West prepares for the future, I encourage you to watch the discussion, attend the meeting, or send your comments to the Commission. Your lived experience matters. Engineers bring technical expertise. Residents bring local knowledge. We need both. As commissioner, I'd be excited to move projects like this forward because flood mitigation has to remain one of our highest priorities. At the same time, I'd make sure residents receive regular updates throughout the life of the project. I'd want clear communication about construction timelines, neighborhood impacts, performance goals, long-term maintenance costs, and how we'll know whether the project is delivering the results we expect. Infrastructure projects build confidence when they're paired with transparency. The more people understand what's happening, the better this city works. And that's the kind of leadership that I believe in.